Knights Academy. Training's in session.
I would like to stab John in the back.
Oh, roleplay that when he gets back.
Nah, dude, just roll it. It'll surprise him. I died when I was gone.
You were aware that you were dying, though, before that game. To be fair.
I'll give him an SMS and just let
shoot
stab
him a text.
Shoot him a text. You're dead.
FYI, you're being attacked. He comes back, he's dead.
He died in 2 attacks.
Well, you just do it while he's asleep, then it's a coup de grace.
Yeah, that's true.
But then that means someone would have to come into the mansion. Oh, you mean he would know that it was Zach?
Well, John would. Technically, there are other people sleeping in the mansion.
Right now. And I can just call one in from outside. So
and technically that number's about to go up, too. Alright, so previously on our game here...
Previously on
Dungeons and Dragons, we found our heroes having to delve into Saxon's mind because his soul was trapped and they could not get him to be revived on normal means. So having a glimpse into the trippy mind of Saxon led to both people, all people involved, including Saxon, realizing stuff about the others. With that happening, you guys were able to coax his soul back to his body. So, before that, you have to think, now, what are we going to do? You guys had just come back from Rafa with a bunch of magical items. Saxon was attempted to have an assassination on him. Gruck was wanting to go to Awin, as was Vol. And now there's just tons of stuff that are on your guys' plate. However, Saxon does require at least 4 days of full recovery in order to be back at proper strength. So
and he's not to interrogate the person.
He's not going to be leaving for that time. Shortly after you guys return to the mansion, the man who is downstairs will start to scream uncontrollably, loudly.
I wanted to talk to you guys about that. I think we need a soundproof room for interrogations. I mean, if you have a soundproof room, you can just do whatever you want to that guy and have guests over upstairs.
You may have to soundproof the room. As of right now, the echoes are actually going through the entire mansion. You can hear them on the 2nd floor.
I can put him on ice for a little while if you guys want. Without magic. And for a little while, I mean until you guys need him.
To what are you referring?
A small concoction which will put him to sleep and we don't need to care to him.
The way he's screaming doesn't sound like, just screaming for attention. It sounds like he's screaming in agony. I'm talking... Shoot, what was the torture called that they did in Princess Bride?
The machine?
Yeah. Like Pain of 1,000 Lives or something like that, or Torture of something. Anyway.
They just called it the machine. Or are you talking about, like,
when he was
the sound of a heart breaking?
It was, they said something else, but yeah. That part, when he was screaming, that's about the type of scream you guys are hearing.
Okay.
If you've seen The Princess Bride, that is.
Nope. Watch a movie, people.
Hey, Saxon, find that link, and copy that link for, Zach real quick, if you don't mind.
What link?
Of him screaming. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, the part of the Princess Bride. Hey. It's okay, sweetheart. Oh. Is Bubba stinky? Okay.
When I first saw that movie, I thought I was watching Zorro because I opened up when he's climbing the rope and he's in black. He's got a mask. I was like, oh, it's Zorro.
The sound of ultimate suffering.
There it is.
That
yeah.
is what it is referred to.
The sound of ultimate suffering. That's That's basically what this guy is at. The guy is screaming at that level. We just did a quick recap, Gruck. You got stabbed in the back by Zach. You're dead. And no, that's actually that part didn't happen. They wanted to, but I said they had to wait till you got back for the roleplay.
I mean, they'd have
that's
to. It's
clear. I don't
it's
want
the
to
only
stab
way
people
anybody else would survive.
But yeah, the prisoner is screaming like that about 22 hours a day.
How far have we moved from we're going to bed and we'll resume in the morning?
This is like an hour after that. The guy starts to scream.
Oh, okay. Somebody's just already getting him tuned up then?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Oh, this, yeah, with the Inigo Montoya guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You killed my father, prepare to die.
It's okay, Chloe.
Hey, I was actually wondering on the spell Detect Evil Good, does that even have any effect on a person or a character like Druck or Saxon or whatever? Because it detects like specific things, doesn't it?
Yes, it does now. It used to do alignment, but they're kind of pulling away from alignment. I still have the alignment part attached into it, mostly because I've been playing for as long as I have, and it's such a core part of earlier editions. So.
Right. Well, I mean, it used to be one of the absolute defining characteristics of a character. So, I mean,
This is true.
I totally see where you're coming from there.
This is true.
Can I go down there when he's screaming and get close to the door and just cast that?
Yeah.
Fuck that! I'm going in. Oh, here. Never mind. Pardon me.
You want to go in where?
I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna help.
So you guys go inside, and he is literally just arched back, screaming. You're looking at him for a moment. Give me a knowledge religion check, and with detect good and evil going, you're seeing there's not any of them actively there, but like the remnants of them, if that almost an aura of one, but they're not there. And if you want to give a knowledge religion as well, Vol. All right. Yeah, you guys aren't exactly sure what's going on, but at the same time, he doesn't seem all there. Like, well, he has no teeth and tongue for sure, but
Pretty much someone's like warping his mind so he can't talk.
Yeah, that's true.
What
Can
would
we?
that scream even sound like without a tongue?
sound of ultimate suffering.
It sounds complicated.
You can still yell without a tongue.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah,
form
but
words.
wouldn't it be like distorted and just weird?
Ah! Doesn't need a tongue.
I think we should call Ambrosia. If it's magical.
No, for
God,
what?
you guys are
It's
dumb.
probably either Warwick or the fucking mage, the other group, or hell, maybe Saxon's doing some shit to him while he's in his room. I don't know.
Could always go ask Saxon.
I mean, I don't know, but those are the first three things that come to mind.
Think about it. If we lose too much time and he breaks, we kind of lose our information from him.
Breaks how?
I don't know. He may go insane.
Still useful.
Well, useful without information. He'll be just an empty husk without legs and teeth and tongue.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have a tongue, so it's not like he's going to tell us anything now as it is anyway. In which case, other means.
Yeah, but he has He has arms. He can write, for example.
You got to get him. You got to get him to that point where he's ready to give us what we want.
Yeah, but in order to get him to that point, you need him to be sane, or partially, at least.
It hasn't even been a day. Like, you are not giving this guy any credit whatsoever. I mean, I'm not going to give him a lot of credit, but it's only been a day.
Okay, think
Like,
about it like this.
We'll see in like a week. You know, then I might think you're onto something.
I'm
Think
just
about it
picturing
like-
him screaming and the two of them in the room trying to have a conversation.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Screaming at each
Oh
other.
yeah, they're yelling at each other to get over his voice. Yeah.
Think about it like this. This guy is basically part of an ancient cult of fanatics. That it's pretty hard, if not impossible, to find without an initiate.
Right. Which means that he can probably withstand a lot more than most people. So a week might not even do it before he's
You know
ready
what?
to give
Why
everything
don't
up.
Grok is
stab
like,
him in
let's
the heart
torture
and
this guy
get
for
it
a
over
week.
with?
Do what?
Why don't you just stab him in the heart and get it over with?
So help me God, I will
What?
murder all of you.
What would that accomplish?
I'm just standing here.
Vol's just like, summon popcorn.
Okay, Vol, Grok, somebody roll a goddamn insight since I'm not in the room.
Grok already
What?
nailed it, dude.
Like, I already...
Yeah, I know you did, but you're not arguing for it. That's a shitty insight.
That's a
Sorry.
Well, you're just mad because I'm not specifically arguing to give you credit?
No, I'm not saying you have to give me credit. I don't even care if you give me credit. I might not even be doing it.
Then why do I need to roll an insight?
Never mind. Never mind. I won't say it. I'll just let it all play out.
I got a 26.
You wouldn't know.
Well, I got a 26.
I appreciate that, but you weren't there. You wouldn't know.
The guy is in total and utter agony with a 26 insight. Like, you have never seen somebody in this
Can
much
I
agony.
tell at least why? I mean, I don't care if they torture him. I want to know why.
Knowledge religion
crying.
would be the only thing that might give you a clue.
Can I use the 26 in that intelligence?
No, the 26 was to tell you what I just told you.
Was my 13 religion good enough for anything?
Nope.
10.
I'm just gonna shake my head and go back to my room.
I don't know. I'm like watching and shit.
Matt, can I hear it?
Oh, God, yeah. You're probably...
Can I fashion a gag?
Yeah.
Just
I figured it was
sort
like a
of
lullaby for you, man. You're like,
stifle the sound. I'm sick. I mean, it's nice, but I don't want it to be like overpoweringly loud.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can fashion a gag. Head
Okay.
down there and take care of it.
Are you the one doing this?
Does it look like I'm torturing him?
If it's magical, yes.
Make a perception check as you're talking to him, because you're like, are you the one doing this? And he's like, does it look like I'm doing this?
10. I rolled a fucking 7 and a 5.
Gruck, you can roll. Okay. Gruck, you hear this going on, and subtly, very, very subtly, underneath the screaming, you could definitely hear Warwick laughing.
I'm silent. But in no way, shape, or form am I surprised.
You know, because if you're not the one doing this, we're kind of fucked.
No, we're not.
He's shoving a gag in the guy's mouth right now.
Oh, yeah, that works. You're being paranoid, man. Just let it go. It's gonna be fun.
I just look at Zach. I know what I'm doing.
You know what? I hope he dies before you find anything interesting.
Look at him. Is he being hurt in any way?
Well, psychically, he could still die. Did you hear the term brain dead?
No, he'll be fine.
So,
Okay.
everybody, I guess, goes back along their ways, unless you guys wanted to do something about that. Zach?
It's morning. It's time for breakfast.
All right.
Going to the kitchen.
All right. So on this first day of recovery, what did you guys want to do for the day?
Did you want to go talk to Zerat and tell him that we want him to stop
No,
by in a couple
not
days?
yet.
Not yet?
Oh, well, that, yeah. You can do that.
But not
like,
until
I don't
Gladius
want him
came.
here while we have
Yeah,
guests.
well, I figured we shouldn't just go get him on the day that we want to see him. I thought if we give him time to prepare, it'd be a little more formal and not just, hey, we need you to come with us. You know, it's like, hey, a couple days, can you stop by?
That I could be down with.
All right. So you want to go to town and talk to him, Vol?
Yeah.
Saxon's already said he's staying at the.
Yeah, that's
I have to
fine. That's
recover.
understandable. Yeah.
So anybody else going to Seaport for the day?
Crap, I wanted to go back to Seaport. What the hell did I want to do? Oh,
Syracuse.
Just need to go to Seaport to jerk it.
Sounds about right.
If no one is using the mask, the hat of disguises, can I have it for now?
I don't have
yeah. I don't need it for anything. At least not at the moment.
Vol,
Go for it.
you're the one who has the mask of disguise.
I put it in the vault.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I didn't know that. All right, so yeah, nobody's using it.
Okay, I'll take that for a little while.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go back to the Thieves Guild to search for some work. I wanna climb up the ladder later.
That works.
So I'm gonna use it to look at someone else.
Okay. How do you want to look?
Like a gnome. Because that's basically my size, right?
Well, you're.
I mean, not really, I'm 5'4". So,
Yeah, they're like a full 2 feet shorter than you.
yeah.
You're about
An
the size of a
older man.
dwarf.
An older man.
An older man.
Yeah.
Huh?
Not cripple, just older.
That's give me a deception check at advantage to see how well you sell it.
Check. I don't have 9.
You're like practicing. You're like you just can't seem to get the right like knee knock and everything for an older man.
I have something for that as well. Give me a sec.
Am I there to see it?
I'm assuming he's practicing in the boat. Like,
Oh, you need to. You gotta walk like your knees hurt. You want me to help you out?
No.
no.
By the way, because I'm a mastermind, I can unerringly mimic speech and speech patterns and accents.
That part is pretty
Well.
cool. That part is pretty neat.
Provided that I know the language, so I know a lot of languages.
Yes, you do. All right.
That should help.
So, what are you guys doing in Seaport? Let's go down in order on Skype. So, Gruck, what are you doing?
Well, first, my memory is trash. Where was the Ram's Head? Like, what continent did we just come from? What city did we just come from?
That was the Rafa.
Oh, rough. Damn it, that's right.
That was the Zahor.
And I want to go to the Pravian guards.
Okay.
And basically, it was just to ask them if any of them are aware of anything going on in Pravia, specifically and it's very specific, so I don't expect much of anything, but just in case, does anybody know anything about the Ram's Head bar in Rafa? I'm looking for information on the owner.
You mean Zahor?
Zahur, yeah.
That's where the country is. All right. Give me an investigation check. As you're asking around.
Oh.
You meet a couple people. They've been there. A couple of them will describe her, like looks wise, but past basic things, no. Nothing.
Do they
Nothing that
do
people
they
haven't.
happen do they happen to know anything about the family? Like, does she have relatives?
They don't know enough. They'd recommend talking to people in Rafa. Maybe somebody in Rafa would know more.
I knew it was a long shot, but I figured I'd, stop in and inquire.
That makes sense.
I appreciate your time.
They'll bid you a good day.
That's all I got for right now.
Bid you adieu. All right, so Zach, what were you wanting to do?
I want to find some jobs that our guilds need done.
What type of jobs are you looking for?
Anything that will help me climb the ladder.
Seems vague and quite a bit of different things.
Well, anything but assassinations.
Give me an investigation check. See how well you can find.
28.
Oh god, yeah. So yeah, you find several different jobs. There is a ton of different choices, in fact. And really, almost anything you want is what you'll find.
Okay.
So, like, there's pretty much no limit on that type of a role.
You go to Vol and I'll think about it because I don't know.
Okay. Vol.
Yep.
What are you doing in Seaport?
I'm going to see Zerat
Alright.
and pretty much invite him over to our house. And yeah.
When would you like me to come?
Oh, I'm there. Okay.
Yeah. It's not hard to find. Zerat is easy to get to. You come in.
Well,
Oh, hi, hello there, Vol. Welcome back. How are you doing today?
Well, first off, I asked him how he's been, how's business and everything.
Oh, profitable as usual. Nothing out of the ordinary. The wealth that I've acquired here continues to grow, and I am not talking just financial.
Well, that's good. Good. Glad to hear it. Well, here's the thing. The reason why I bother you with my time and your time is we would like you to stop by our manor and see Saxon, and we would like you to come in about a couple of days. I thought I'd give you a heads up instead of just coming on short notice.
After what happened, I very much would like to visit him anyway. So that'll be quite okay, and never worry about taking up my time. You are amongst my oldest friends.
And then I do have a question for you. Since you're very knowledgeable with things that go around, what do you know of the organization? What I forgot the name.
Ares' Hand.
Ares' Hand. What do you know about them?
They're very good at what they do. They rarely fail. A group of fanatical... how much do you know about the worshippers of Ares? Would be the first question I should ask.
Well, they obviously are fanatics.
Gruck, you need to collect.
I was wondering.
Yeah. Well, the... Ares, remember, he's the god of war. So he has his own generals, call them, captains, other people, and each one of them tends to start a sect of their own, and a different portion of the church, right? And they seem to take on different areas of the aspects of Ares. Ares' Hand is one of those. One of the older ones, mind you, and they have taken on the form of assassinations, taking on high-profile targets.
So you're saying Ares' Hand is one of the 5?
Oh, there's more than 5.
Oh, okay, one of the many. So that means, just hypothetically speaking, there's an Ares head, an Ares foot, and sort of.
Well, most of them don't name themselves after his body parts. They're kind of weird on that one. Most of them refer to themselves like one of the other groups is the Shield of Ares, the Sword of Ares, Ares Will. You know, they have different ones. A couple are just named after the generals.
And have you had any run-ins with any of them?
Thank God, no. Nor has my mother, not that I've heard of. They're very hard to contact. In fact, you have to be very well respected in the community of Ares in order to even contact one of them.
Any idea why we were sent to go see you as part of the hit?
I was not aware of that part. My guess is playing into our friendship.
Hold on, OOC, do a lot of people know about our friendship?
You guys have been pretty open about it, especially when you guys came back into town and welcomed him in. You guys were the ones who introduced him to the society here. So it's not uncommon and fairly well known that you guys have been associates with him.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because we haven't really seen him that much, so that's why I was like, eh.
Not recently. But as far as like nobles go, that's pretty typical for the style of interaction you guys have.
Well, then I must warn you that your name was brought up, and if you have any association with Saxon, that could be a problem for you possibly, so I wouldn't let your guard down.
My guard is always up. To a degree.
Not that
He
you
still
need to
gets
really
stabbed.
worry too much.
Him getting stabbed would just bring up his ire.
So, will I be able to tell Saxon that you'll stop by in a few days?
2 days minimum, but I will do my best to be there sooner, if possible.
I think 2 days from now, maybe even 3 would be better, just to give him time to recover. He asked not to see you too soon.
Makes sense. By the way, I just a completely side topic real fast, because I figured Gruk might go talk to his other friend, Istal. I actually, I drew Istal.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So.
Oh God, yeah, that is fantastic.
So that's Istal. Pull it back so see that way. So, he is that's looks like an old Chinese man / tiefling, who is Cajun.
That's kind of true.
Yeah, those horns are awesome.
Yeah, so he's that's him for you. So.
Actually, those are horns, right?
Oh yeah, no, he's a
Curling around the
tiefling.
back?
Yeah, he has horns.
He really looks like he will trade Chinese herbs.
Like I said, I kind of went with the combination of like this like Cajun old like Chinese man. I don't know how else to describe him. Like that's his entire concept. A Chinese man that practices voodoo. What?
He should be named Mr. Yang.
That's the guy that runs the voodoo?
Istal, yeah.
Oh, I forgot his name, so I was like, I have no idea who this guy is.
Yeah, no, he's the one that runs the voodoo doll. The voodoo that he do.
That's funny.
So, so is there anything else I could do for you, friend?
Actually, can I ask him? I'm gonna ask him one of the riddles, or not riddles, but well, I guess is it a riddle technically?
Technically.
I'm gonna ask him one of those. Hold on, let me get it up.
I wish I had more of a beard to do that like you are.
Oh yeah.
I wish mine would actually, like be relatively full instead of patchy and shitty like it is, but it's better that than
It doesn't grow right
baby
here.
fits
Everywhere
crap.
else it grows.
Dude, I just want it to be... It takes me like 6 months to get like an inch.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and then mine's the same thing, and then it's just thinner than hell too. Like it's terrible. And then it doesn't even like for me the mustache is almost absolute bad too because it's reverse Hitler. Nothing right there in the middle. Nothing. Like there's that gap and it is unintentional and it will not grow right there.
it's the type of thing, dude. If I ever found a genie, I would wish to be able to grow a full beard, like have that ability.
Beard.
Like that is like honestly one of the things I wish I could like. That's the one thing I would change about myself if I could. I want to be able to grow a full dwarven beard.
You just need a belt of dwarven kind.
I know. I would totally braid it with runes and shit in it.
Just
Awesome.
use the Chichia.
Cha-cha-cha-chia.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Which question do you want to ask him?
Well, what land are you more familiar with? Thorburn, Awen, Zephyr, Privia, or Zalmon?
Profia. That's why I grew up, and yeah, it's pretty much the only places I've traveled. Although I am familiar knowledge-wise with the rest, I have not actually visited them.
Where would the birth of a mortal god be in Privia?
The birth of an immortal god. It could be quite a few different places.
A mortal god.
Oh, a mortal god. Oh. Well, that'd probably be referring to Hercules.
That's correct.
And where was he born?
Yes.
Megiddo Prime. The central location of Megiddo.
What was it? Megiddo?
Megiddo Prime. That's what he called it. Megiddo, let me...
Why are they Greeks but their towns are named after Japanese?
Megiddo is actually in Israel.
Oh, okay. So they are part Japanese as well.
Well, no, Megiddo is Israel.
That's what I said.
That's a Hebrew name.
Yeah. But I don't know why, I like that name. I've always enjoyed that archaeological site, so I kind of threw it in there. So... their port city is definitely much more, well, actually, it's still Hebrew. Tyrus. But yeah, Megiddo has, 8 different sections of the town, and 8 different areas of the country.
Oh, there we go.
So.
Oh, is that the one that we went to? Where we had to go through the portal to get to Zerat's house?
Yes.
Zerat's mom?
Yes.
Okay. And which one is it? Or
The
is that
central
whole
one.
city? Oh, okay.
The central one here is the one that he was born in and became the seat of power. The central seat of power. When he unified the groups.
Okay. So that's where I need to go look for that?
That's where the answer would be. Past that, I'm not sure.
No. I mean, see, that's where I need, because Zerat doesn't know what I'm looking for.
No. But he'll tell you that is the birthplace, like that city is the birth place of.
Okay.
Well, technically the birthplace of. That's where he was raised. Technically he was born on Olympus.
Well, where's Olympus?
In the books.
Just kidding. Anyway, alright. Well, Zerat, I thank you for your time, and I will hope to see you soon.
You're welcome anytime, my friend. I will see you in 2 days' time, minimum.
Yes. Thank you.
Alright, going back then around. Is there anything else you wanted to do, Gruck, in town?
Oh yeah, stop by the Voodoo Doll and see how Istall is coming with the bags of holding. I don't remember how long it's been.
Well, you see, I have shipped off for everything. The product should be coming in. Takes usually about 2 to 3 weeks. I did send a message magically up there, so we're probably looking at another 2 weeks before it all gets in here. And then at least a week for me to make the first of the bags. So, you're looking at about 2 to 3 weeks. I'd say check back next month is when I for sure should have one.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. There's no telling where I might be in between that time. Anyway, I'm planning on being out of town again, so that'll work out. That'll work out just fine.
I wish you the best of luck. Keep your eye out for some herbs for me if you get something, man.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I will take my leave, and I will go see Zerat.
All right. When you get to Zerat, you probably right about at the time. Let's see. Actually, no, Vol. Well, it depends. How long did you stay there, Vol?
I don't know, maybe a half hour.
Just idle chit chat and whatnot. Okay, so it'll be well after Vol left that you'll get there.
I'll knock on the door.
It's open. It's business hours, so you'll find Zerat behind a desk working on a bunch of paperwork. And he looks. Hello there. Welcome, Gruck. Take a seat. What can I help you with today?
I will sit and offer my hand.
He'll shake it.
I don't know if that's actually a custom there, but I'll do it anyway.
He'll shake your hand.
Unless I'm mistaken, I believe Vol was on his way here.
He was. He left about 20 minutes ago.
Oh yes, that is perfectly fine. I thought I would just double check the time frame with which he invited you to our estate.
2 days time, at minimum. Anytime after 2 days, he said.
Is it OOC? I'm just double checking because hasn't it only been like a couple of days, and those people are going to be there a week?
You're not sure how long they're going to be there exactly. They said once they're finished with everything, they'll be leaving.
Okay. Well, I want to specifically make him aware that we're going to want these people to be gone before you do, because they're currently staying at the estate.
I will monitor that, and the day they leave, I will arrive. How is that?
That is
eyes and ears everywhere.
That is. Oh, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. That's one of the things I'm impressed about by you, sir. On a second note, it has been a while. I'm curious as to how the renting of the storage spaces has gone.
Very well, in fact. Are you wanting to collect on that, or should I continue to invest it as I have been for you?
Like, you know what? Why don't you just go ahead and continue doing what you're doing?
Very well.
I'm certain you were probably doing it justice.
I've already tripled what you would have had normally.
Nice. Meanwhile, is there anything that I can do for you?
As of right now, I think I am fairly good. Although, I have been getting some mysterious letters, written in an ancient draconic script. It's only known to the particular runes that are being used are really only known to the most educated of scholars and dragons. They're mildly threatening, but they're not at the same time. If I figure out more about that, I will, I might be recruiting your help. I'm just making sure you're aware of it.
Now, I'm hearing this, and my interpretation is that it's entirely possible you are being threatened by another dragon?
That is my belief, yes. Do remember that there is still wars between the colors. While I get along plenty fine with most of the chromatic ones, the metallic dragons tend to have their own lofty ideals that they believe we're in breach of here, interacting with humankind the way we do. They tend to think we're abusing it, and they try to stop us forcibly.
I hate to say it, but you did cut on me for about 2 seconds.
Okay.
Like 5 seconds ago. So it was during that last little bit. Like,
right.
Something in breach of.
Basically that they feel that the chromatic, or the metallic dragons think that the chromatic ones are abusing the relationship with the humans, hiding and basically stealing from them. that they shouldn't be interacting in the way, and when they're in breach of the contract that humans and dragons have formed 100 years ago, which this is the first time you've heard of a contract, they tend to be hunted.
Huh. Pardon my ignorance, and if it's out of my depth, then I understand if you choose not to answer. But how many different types of dragons are there?
Many. I'm actually not entirely sure. Let's see. There's the blue, the green, red, black, brass, bronze, gold, silver. I'm sure I'm missing some.
Red?
He already said red.
No.
Are they all generally peaceful, much the way that you are?
Not typically. The ones that you have to watch out for the most are the gold and the red. They tend to be the most violent. The red tend to be more warlike and preying on their emotions, and the gold, well, they are the hunters that I was referring to earlier, so...
Do they act as like a police
They do.
of everybody else, or do they?
They do, and they think they can just patrol the world doing whatever they want. Let's just call them America. No,
For what it's worth, there is a certain admiration that I would have to have towards that attitude.
the problem is they force their will upon others, and what they feel is their own moral justification. It would be like, let's see, putting it in human terms. Picture everybody needing to follow the will of Zeus only.
I see what you mean.
It would not be... There's so much variety in the world, and it should be embraced, not condemned like it is. And technically I have not been in breach of any of the original accords, but I have danced along the edge, shall I say.
Right. Well, I appreciate for the lesson, and if anything develops, please let me know.
Nuts. Zach.
And, I will take my word.
Okay, Zach. What did you want to do there? What type of mission were you looking for? They have all kinds of things, just from simple burglaries. Like, I'm assuming you're looking for something for a day.
Yeah, something interesting to steal.
And nobody here knows you since you are disguised.
Yeah.
So they're treating you as like a complete novice. The most common thing you're hearing to do to gain recognition and rank here is to start on the streets. Go be a cut purse. However, if you want to look like somebody else and try to do a higher job, that is possible too, since the mask works that way.
Anything interesting to steal? Anything interesting for the guild, I mean. That will raise an eyebrow.
Not here in Seaport. There's a few things worldwide. There's a shipment that's supposed to be coming in with some artifacts for one of the nobles in about 3 days' time. That
What kind of artifacts?
Various artifacts, some of them magical, some of them just text-based. There is a request out for one of the items in there. It's an art piece, actually, a sculpture. Not a large one. It's the description of it has it standing about 1.5 feet tall.
Okay.
There's a fairly good reward for being able to steal that. A very small window of opportunity from when the ship comes into town to when it's taken to the noble's house.
Ooh, which noble?
Which noble?
Which noble? That is a good question.
That will be a way to get my introduction.
Actually, Zerat's not even a noble yet, is he?
Nope.
Oh, he's not. Really?
Nope. He is not a noble. He is considered a merchant.
But he's one of like the richest people in town.
He's getting there. He's still not, he's on the upper end, or he's like mid-tier, wealthy for merchants, which is about the low tier for nobles, excluding you. You guys kind of...
Because we're dirt poor nobles.
You guys kind of, kind of throw that off a little bit.
We won the nobleship long before we won any money.
You really did. It is a noble named Sadrosa.
Sadrosa? Can you type it down for me, please?
Yes. It's,
Didn't we try taking a job, or looked at taking a job from them, or something? Like when we had that list of all these random jobs you can do.
they had a job up there, but you didn't take that.
You said that they're paying pretty well for it?
They are. The reward for capturing that particular one, bringing it to the Thieves Guild, they are paying 1,500 gold.
Jesus. I need an accomplice for this. How many are thinking of getting into this?
You're not sure. Like, you can ask
Yeah.
around if you'd like, investigation to find out more.
Yeah, sure.
First thing that comes to mind is smoking aces.
There's at least 3 people that are interested. There's a thug-like guy that's very brutish that seems to be interested in wanting to do it. His plan, which he's quite loudly boasting already, is to just literally smash and grab.
Okay, he's an idiot. Next.
Yeah. There is another person that the other 2 people are actually talking together about it. You overhear that they're talking about the statue, but you can't tell what their plan is because they're not openly discussing it.
Are they hooded?
They're not hooded. They're in the Thieves Guild right now. They're just kind of sitting there playing cards. They have ales with them early in the morning, and they're discussing something. And you can see there's also a conversation going on, telepathically. One of them, he's a human, has a little bit darker clothing going on. Very typical for a cut person in the area. Very kind of a little tattered. He has a small dagger at his side. He looks to be in his mid-30s, little gruffer look. The other one is a halfling.
Can I read their lips?
Yeah, and when they're talking, it's just idle chit-chat. Occasionally it's talking about little things like about the thing here. They seem to be having another conversation, though, underneath that conversation.
Could I
Because
find
there'll be times the one doesn't say anything and they look at the other one and go, huh?
I'm gonna try and roll an insight to see if I can find a way which will impress them.
Alright.
Something. Okay, 18.
They seem to be really into their card game.
I can shoot on card games. I'm pretty good at it. But if they, okay. But I don't know how to play. I mean, I'm not proficient in card games.
You are not?
No.
Well,
So I'll have to cheat.
it's intelligence to sleight of hand for cheating.
I know. How much are they betting?
They're only betting silver. It's just like they're not even playing for like stakes really. They have silver on the table that they're betting back and forth, but it just seems like they're using it more as a time passer.
I'm gonna try and
Trying to make some money.
introduce myself and take a seat.
What do you introduce yourself as?
Hello, gentlemen. You can call me Old Man James.
Old Man James. Well, what
Indeed.
do you want, old timer?
Do you mind if I take a seat?
We don't have a reservation on it. Go for it. You want to join in on a hand?
Yeah. Deal me in.
Buy-in's a silver. They'll deal you in. They're playing 5 card.
I'll pay.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check. Just like straight intelligence.
Okay.
To see how well you're doing with it.
15.
You're actually doing pretty well. You're like after about 5 or 6 hands, you guys are really about even between all 3 of you. One person's down just a little bit, but it's not really that bad. You'll tell that you're keeping your own with them, and you can tell, like I said, they're just trying to pass time. They'll invite you in a little bit of the chit chat, asking what brings you here. You know, you're looking for work. What's your skills? We don't know you, so tell us a little about yourself. Which Thieves Guild you from? Stuff like that.
I say to them, well, I'm looking for work now that I'm out of business. I used to run a smuggling ring back in Provia.
Smuggling.
Yeah, and
Why'd you stop?
identity theft, I guess.
Why'd you stop?
Someone who shouldn't have talked.
Trusted the wrong people.
No, he was just not a smart individual, which made him the perfect
wrong
guy to talk to
person?
people.
Made it the wrong person to trust.
Yeah, but he had his usefulness much more than others.
Well, what kind of job you looking for? What kind of skills do you bring to a job? It's the human, by the way, talking.
Well, I'm a decent thief, I guess. I'm a very good, trap spotter.
Like ambush trap? Or are you talking like a dungeon trap?
Both.
Well, you apparently didn't catch the trap when you were smuggling.
That wasn't a trap. I was trapped, or about to be, but I escaped because I saw it coming. Or do you think they just let me waltz out of there?
I don't think anybody waltzes out of any place.
That's debatable.
Well, I don't know if we need particular spotting of traps as a skill right now, but if you have something else maybe to bring to the table, we could use another hand if you got the right skills. We're not telling you what we doing, but if you have the right skill set, then maybe we'll tell you more.
Lockpicker?
Could be useful. But I think both of us are already proficient enough in that one.
Yeah. What?
Fairly hard to
Playing
see
a game.
as well. Spot. Why are you laughing, you asshole?
Nothing. Just the idea. You're sitting there. I'm very hard to see. See? You can't see me.
Do they seem distracted?
A little bit. More so they're trying to get a read on you, if anything.
If I want to steal something for them, will I gain an advantage? Kind of distracted.
No. No, you would not have advantage. It'd be at a normal roll. So.
I am afraid I'm going to roll really low.
Well,
That would be hilarious.
That's the That's
I
the
can
risk.
see a natural one in my future.
Well, if you're convinced it's gonna be a natural one, then it will be. You gotta think positively. I'm positive you'll get a one. What's on our
Should I
shirt?
try it?
You got a rainbow?
What? Oh, yeah, it's the Shimmer and Shine.
Oh, Shimmer and Shine. Okay. My daughter lets us Shimmer and Shine too, occasionally.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere to take some drinks?
You what?
To get drinks to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy enough. They're not really drinking heavy. It's just a slow sip. It's like they'll appreciate another drink.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And when I return, I wanna go stealthily and steal from them.
All right, go ahead and do that.
Okay. 17.
As you're doing it, you take it from the halfling. Not a problem.
They have disadvantage, by the way,
Why?
because I have the cloak.
Yeah, it's not sight based. Also sound based. Remember.
Yeah, but I don't want them to see me.
They won't see you.
So as long as they don't see me, I can do whatever I want.
Well, they still have hearing you.
Yeah, they know that I'm nearby, but they don't see what I'm doing.
Is this like Skyrim where you can like see what they have without
Open
taking
their-
it,
yeah.
and it doesn't count? You just like open their inventory and it's fine.
What's he doing? Oh, don't worry, he's not taking anything. He's just having a look.
Just a real look. He's a trustful person. Don't worry about it.
He's helping you to organize.
He's an archivist.
Fucking item management, bro.
My favorite one is I put a gold. What I used to do is open a purse and put a gold in it just to see if I would get caught. And though like 1 or 2 times it did like stop thief, and I'm like, I feel like that was the opposite of thievery, but okay.
They call me Robin Hood. I give 1 gold to each person I try to rob.
I don't have any headphones for you.
Yeah, no, you
Like, iPod.
you will be able to take from them. There's not much on them really.
What does it mean? Not much on them.
The one has. We're getting some massive feedback.
Oh,
I think
sorry.
it's from yeah.
It's okay. I was just like, wait a second, that's bad. The one has a dagger and a book on him.
Okay.
It's a they have a couple silver, maybe 3 gold worth of silver, on each one of them. But the one has a dagger and a book, and the book is it feels cold.
It's not there.
Like when you get closer to it, it feels like the area around it is cold. The halfling has 2 hand crossbows and a few gold, or a few silver on him. A couple gold worth
How
of
much?
silver.
How much can I steal from them?
How much are you trying to? And that's going to be a
What do you-
sleight of hand to steal. You
Yeah.
stealth there without a problem.
I can try to get everything. What are the chances?
Huh? That is up to the dice on the chances, I suppose. Who are you trying
What
to take
would I
it?
need
What
to
are you
beat?
trying to take, and who are you trying to take it from?
Okay, I want the book first of all.
Okay. You can go ahead and try to take the book.
30.
You took the book.
What does it say? Why is it gold?
You can't, you open it up and the pages are all black.
That's racist.
I agree.
Only if it's a white cover.
Purple
What is
cover.
it?
Even more racist. I am disappointed.
Huh? Black pages, no writing on it, purple cover, feels cold.
There's writing.
Can I tell how to make it visible? The writing that might be there.
You could always ask him.
Yeah, I'm going to. This is going to be amazing.
Just sit down, open his books. Why is there
Yeah,
no
I'm going to
run?
do
Where's
that.
the
That's what it
pictures?
It's like I'm like, someone dropped this, and I start looking through. I found it on my way to get drinks.
You say that he looks out on his side, looks over. All right, so you do have some skill. I'll have my book back, please.
Why is it empty? And I just turned it upside down and look at it, like I'm waiting for something to fall from it.
It's a gift from the Dark Ones.
Did he cut off for anyone else?
Yeah.
He says it was a gift from the Dark Ones. Some know them as the Elder Gods.
Introduce me, please.
Well, you can have it, I guess.
Takes
I
it.
give it back.
All right, so you're in.
What did he roll?
You're gonna.
on the perception check on the 30.
Actually, he rolled really poorly, but almost got half of what you had. It just. I rolled less than a 5.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Jesus, he has a plus 9 or 10. God, that guy.
Yeah, you're gonna hear in your head his voice. Yeah, we're planning on stealing the statue.
I told him, yeah, I know.
An even split, 3 of us, 500 gold apiece. You interested?
That seems fair.
We're coming up with a plan still right now. Having someone get a sleight of hand though is gonna help a lot. So meet us back here tomorrow. We'll come up with a full plan. We're trying to still get some information on the ship and the captain and all that. We'll have more
Yeah,
information tomorrow.
Wait for that. You know what I can do, but I don't know what you guys can do.
Well, for one, you hear in your head again, and he just starts changing shape into many different people. Just morphing.
Into many different people. What's your point?
I'm good at getting around and getting into places. My friend here, well, he's kind of like you. He can get through places pretty quietly. But his real skill is being able to get things out of an area really quickly. Despite his small stature, he's pretty fast. Pretty mobile on that. Can get up houses real fast. He's real good at climbing. And he has some skill with some of the poisons. So
Pretty good.
what our initial plan right now until we get on other things, and this is all in your head by the way, is to have me infiltrate, taking the place of somebody that's unloading it or on the carriage or something, taking it to the noble and doing the heist in there, pulling into a small shady alley type thing. But you may be able to help with like getting the poison to somebody or actually taking it. We're not sure what we're going to do yet. Like I said, we got to still talk to the people. So come back tomorrow. We'll figure out the rest. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice to meeting you, fellows. What do I call you, by the way?
Hold on 1 second. Chloe, it's okay, sweetheart. She's asleep. She must be having a bad dream. Okay. Just call, for now, just call me 1, call him 2. If we pull this off successfully, we can actually get to know each other better.
Can I insight check him on that?
Yeah.
$18.
Definitely being cautious. I mean, you guys are in a thieves guild. While there is
No,
honor
I mean,
amongst thieves,
is he
there's...
saying that just to make me feel better and he plans on stabbing me in the back?
You get the sense it's more for his own protection.
That's fine. Okay.
But, I mean, it's a thieves guild.
I know.
So...
Okay.
Alright. Do you guys go back, or is there anything else anybody wanted to do in Seaport?
Is there any possibility while I'm just like wandering around town that I could just like somehow hear about this plot?
No. Unless you were a part of the Thieves Guild already, there's pretty much no way, unfortunately. It's in the Thieves Guild right now.
Damn.
So...
I wanted to, just go and steal it before they get there.
I thought you were going to go and be like, somebody's going to steal this. Let me guard you.
No, I just wanted to go out there and steal it first. That way they get there and there's nothing. It's already done.
I mean, there's a lot of things to steal from there.
I mean, technically there wouldn't be anything left by the time I was done though, so like they wouldn't even realize.
Gruk's just like, you know what? The best way to steal it is to sink the ship.
That is exactly what I would do.
Sink the
Yeah, but
ship
that
and
would be
then
easier for us.
get water breathing and go down and just start taking everything later after everyone's dead.
I was gonna ask like halfway through that. It's like, so exactly where is the ship now? How far away from Seaport is it? Of curiosity.
For Zach's purposes, since your character doesn't know, and OOC purposes, it's 3 days out.
Oh my god, yeah. I would have that thing gone and the ship sunk before it ever got within sight lines of Seaport. Yeah.
So anything else anybody wants to do in Seaport, or are you guys going back to the manor?
I've got nothing. Nothing comes to mind for me anyway.
I'm just going back to the manor.
All right. The rest of the
just
day...
go back to the manor.
Yeah, and I know you will.
Just be quiet.
You are
be quiet,
bedridden.
dude. Yeah.
You guys will get back to the manor. Not an issue. You can still hear the muffled screams of the guy downstairs. Nothing else of importance really happens that day. You guys have a nice relaxing evening, and we'll go to the next day.
I'm gonna go back downstairs because I want to say hi.
Can I work on something?
What do you want to work on?
Smoke bombs.
Yeah, that you could do with a basic thing. You won't have all the material components there. If you wanted to pick up some stuff in Seaport before you came back, it costs about 5 gold to make 5 gold to make 5.
I want to make 2 smoke bombs and 2 concussion flashbangs.
Yeah, it'll cost you about 4 gold for the
That's
materials.
exactly how much they had!
So, hey, perfect.
How much did I win from the guys at the poker table?
By the time you left, let me roll their checks. You had what, a 15? You're gonna leave with like 3 extra silver. That's about it. So
Yeah, but I have like 3 silver now that I lose 4 gold.
I was hoping it was gonna be like you lost 1 gold.
Well, one of them rolled a natural 1. The other one actually rolled better than him. So
Funny.
I figured you're kind of in the midline. He came out with a little bit, but the other one, the one that rolled 1, lost everything he had bet. So yeah, the day will pass uneventfully. It'll fade to night and the next day. It will take you. It'll take you about 5 hours to make all that. By the way, for the flashbang stuff.
Smoke bombs and the 2 flashbangs. Okay.
So, it's early in the next morning, and a boat will arrive, a small boat, that Boris has hired to bring some people in. he will, if you guys are, like, for breakfast, I'm assuming you're still walking around the place, Saxon, at this point.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm
You're
just
not
taking
bedridden.
it easy, walking around. If anybody wants to talk, I'll have conversations with them. Boris, Ambrosia, whom the fuck ever. The other people, I don't care. Like, I'm just basically figuring to spend 4 days being lazy and recovering.
So Boris will bring in, and as he's coming in, there is several people. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people with him as he's coming in. One of which you recognize immediately as Yananoli, for those of you that were in his party when he was here.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Put the expensive shit somewhere.
Wait.
Finally a cook!
Does this mean he's coming back?
Not the character, unfortunately, but the player, or not the player, but the character is for now. He's going to be your guys' official cook until the player comes back, if the player comes back.
Yeah.
But he's married now and stuff, so
I mean, just in case, at least the character's around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And his character was a fun character nonetheless, so he's going to be around. So yeah, you guys have an official cook, and he will introduce you guys to the rest of them. The one...
Sorry, you either live long enough or you either die a character, or you live long enough to become an NPC.
It's true. The first guy he introduces, a very round fellow. The guy stands probably about 5.5 foot tall, and is almost as wide as he is tall. Wearing a very small vest, mostly bare-chested. You can see a few scars on his chest. This here is, everybody calls him Tender. He is our new bartender, and he is going to be in charge of taking care of the inn and all of the workers in there. He is the only person outside of Dwarf I would trust with alcohol. He has better taste than most dwarf, in fact. This is his son, Adel. His daughter, Adalai. And they are clearly twins. They have very clear characteristics that look similar to each other. They have, for a lack of better term, a very German look around them, for being, bartender type thing. He's wearing lederhosen, and she's wearing the skirt version of a lederhosen. A very traditional bartender, or barmaid outfit. That's overly revealing in a couple areas.
Like a wench during Oktoberfest?
Exactly like a wench during Oktoberfest. The major difference between the two is that she appears to be half-elf and he is human. But they still look like they're twins, so an interesting point on that one. The tallest of the group that's coming in, actually a little taller than Yananoli even, is a burly female half-orc who is currently carrying 2 kegs of alcohol. One on either arm. This here is, Noni. She is, shall we say, bouncer, if needed, and server if not. She is good at cleaning tables and cleaning out trash if it needs to be taken out. And I am referring to people that are being rowdy, not actual trash. And the last one is a short dwarf, short even by dwarven standards, younger female dwarf with very bright red hair and very bushy sideburns that come down. She doesn't have a beard. Some dwarf females have beards, but she definitely has the sideburns that come down further. Well, this is brilliant. She is another server for us, needing to do whatever needs to be happening. Till the God's Hand is started up more, they will be taking care of general stuff around house. General cleaning and whatnot, taking care of the nobles. So I just wanted to introduce your staff.
I will approach and offer my hand to each of them and say, welcome aboard. It's nice to have you here. And if there's anything that you need to make yourselves more, comfortable or, to improve, your conditions and your overall level of happiness, let us know and we'll see what we can do.
Alright. They will all shake your hand, be pleased to meet you. Very formal, like meeting your boss for the first time since, well, they're meeting their boss for the first time.
Yay, more slaves.
Actual servants and stuff.
And they came willingly.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, yeah,
Possibly.
they'll be there and they'll start getting to work on things. Boris will take them around, showing them the ropes, basically. At breakfast, the Gladius Mortium will let you guys know that they are planning on leaving later the following day, early. That they have found the information they need. They're just following up one more lead and booking passage for the next day, basically.
Very well.
And by booking passage, I mean they have to get their ship out of impound. Bones was an idiot. Nothing new there.
Is there anything I could do to be of assistance? You guys were awfully considerate in coming to my aid.
As of right now, I think we are good. If you were a little better off, we might. Depending on how this next lead follows up, though, I think we are getting very close. We do believe that the item has been taken by a coven of witches. So we will be hunting them down. If we need help with that, we might contact you. As of right now, though, it is, yeah.
I'm inciting the crap while they're talking like that, talking about future plans and whatnot.
Oh yeah, no, well, she's being honest right now while she's talking. At least you're positive of that. She is definitely being deceptive on not giving the full information. You can also tell that she is far more dismissive of Saxon right now than she has been in the past.
Ooh. Okay, hang on. Let me see if it works.
Okay.
Yes! Woohoo! Okay, I am going to wear the worst poker face. When she starts to come off as dismissive, I am going to look joyous about it. But look as though I'm trying to hide it. Like, basically, I'm trying to hint that she's falling right into my hands.
Okay.
And I want it to look like I'm failing to keep that poker face.
Oh yeah, you do it very well.
Okay.
Yeah. So later that day, they will be taking their leave to go take care of a few things in town, and then leaving the next day. The alchemy lab on the second day of Saxon's rest is to be finished. Probably in the evening around supper time is when she should finish it, and we'll be able to start on everything you need for your remedy, Zach.
How do we calculate the DC on my poisons and such?
You made a poison?
No, but I have a concussion grenade.
I'll have to look that up a little bit later. They're usually pretty low DCs, but
If we use the one for the poisons from the thing that you gave me, then it's 8 plus my alchemy modifier.
Yeah. That could work. That'll work. For now.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd say that works up to a point. As you when you get expertise in there, it may cost a little bit more to make it a little more potent.
I
But
have expertise.
you already do have expertise.
Yeah.
So, what is your modifier in there right now?
9.
Yeah, 17 is way too high for a concussion grenade. Way too high.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to stay for like 1 minute, like 2 rounds or something.
Yeah, I would say it's more like the spell casting, honestly.
So it's the same.
Yeah, but not the expertise applied to it.
Oh Jesus!
So, because you can't get expertise in the spell casting DC saves, and that would scale a little better. So, yeah. So that'll be done later today. She will tell you that tomorrow morning she'll need you to go get an order that's coming in for her on the dock. It'll be a small wooden case, and to rush it back very quickly.
Okay.
It is transporting a very precious liquid.
Okay.
For you.
For me.
Extract. Tupac will approach you, Zach, during this day.
Okay.
Are you sure you want to go through with it? Taking away the gift.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And you are still planning on helping?
Of course.
I hate to be that guy, but when you do remove the gift from you, I will need the dagger back. It is part of the ritual for creating new ones, and is passed generation to generation. We will still work. We will still work for you. We will still serve you, but I do need it in the creation of the new ones. If you want to hold on to it, but that is, I suppose, fine. But keep it accessible. If you want to keep it as insurance that I'm going to follow, that's fine. Just do not lose it. Do not break it. It is necessary.
Oops.
What does make it so special?
It
It's just a dagger. It looks different.
is specifically made for this ritual, and it is a one of a kind.
Can you make it a new one?
Not that can perform those. The ritual itself, but if you wish for me to help you get the materials to make a dagger equal to it for your own use, I'd be more than happy to do so. If you would release the dagger back to my possession.
Huh.
Oh, come on, man. You don't need it.
We'll talk about this later.
Just do not lose it. I will hold it against you if you do.
I think I have to kill Tupac.
If he loses his dagger, yeah.
I solved it!
If you lose his dagger, yeah.
Maybe I can find it.
You're like, I'll just keep it in my back pocket for now.
Well, he said that he needs it only to make new cat persons.
Yup. It was specifically made for the ritual. So that'll be a fun thing to deal with. And you could just, kill Tupac, I suppose, is an option. Is there anything anybody else wants to do this day? You guys have a day of downtime.
I kind of want to talk to Tupac.
Yeah, Tupac is very available. He's been, by the way, sleeping in the basement. He's been, no, not that he actually wants to. Tupac and Seer are becoming good friends.
Oh, well, that's always fun.
Yeah, so he's staying with Seer right now.
I'm gonna send a telegram to the guys that I helped. They need to find the dagger.
So nothing else then? Alright. It'll be a little after midday. Another ship. This one you guys do not recognize will come up. It's a small ship. And it will drop off 2 passengers and leave. Promptly.
Markings on the sail?
It actually appears to be, it's just a merchant vessel of some sort. You're not sure where the protocol is. The style of ship, though, says it's probably from Zaglon.
Even if I'm not aware of, like, whatever signet or design might be on the flag, I would try to commit it to memory, at the very least.
Absolutely. Oh. It got rid of it. Damn it. Okay. Yeah, so, it's a man and a woman that get off the thing, and they're walking up, they're looking around. It's hard to see too much from just kind of watching out the window.
Is the woman pregnant?
No.
Okay.
Okay. It threw me off. I'm like, that's the first thing you ask? That really threw me off. I won't deny it.
Well, maybe he's planning on punching someone in the gut.
Possibly.
I gotta earn my new nickname, Falcon.
Oh boy.
Falcon Punch.
Yep, Falcon Punch.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, so they will come up to the door, knock. Somebody will answer. One of the servants. You can hear muttering down the hall.
Loud screams.
Loud screams.
Or muffled screams.
As normal.
50 Shades of Grey, don't worry about it.
Gross.
I mean, to somebody it is.
I mean, I guess. I haven't read the book. Like, I assume that's what it's about.
Don't lie, you have it on your read list.
Man, I have got so much stuff on my read list, and even if it was, which it's not, it'd still be like 10 years before I got to it.
That I would believe. So they will come in, and you can, if anybody's interested in listening, you can. Otherwise, they will be escorted into the inn section, where they will be resting for a bit.
I would intentionally introduce myself and welcome them to our home, and if for no other reason than to find out who they are.
Why the fuck are you here?
When you do approach him, he's a little over 6 foot tall. He seems extremely comfortable with himself, as he is not wearing a shirt. He has one weapon on his side. It is a black-handled kama with a white blade. And he is actively smoking. Let's actually get a cigarette in your house and smoking. She is quite a bit shorter than he is. Probably just about 5'4", 5'5". and is wearing a overly revealing dress with long gloves coming up her side. She is a tiefling, very pale, and her eyes are completely white.
Get them the fuck out of the house.
That's them.
And their names are?
No, just tell them to leave. I know who it is.
They will introduce themselves as Ailish and Hagen. Or Hogan.
Run away!
Hagen. We are here to see the Great Prophet.
The Great Prophet.
Who the heck is that?
Lord
You have another
Saxon.
name? Huh. Well, let's wait here. And I go up and tell Saxon.
Ugh. I will-
Where have you traveled from?
Various places. Most recently, we were in Zaglon.
Where are you from originally?
Me? Privia.
Well, both of you.
Him, Zaglon, me, Privia.
How have you ended up here together?
We have been asked by the council to come here.
Which council? Here at Seaport?
A higher council. A higher calling. Vol, you'll get up to Saxon's room about this point.
Oh, great prophet. May I enter?
Yes? Weirdo.
Apparently, you're a great prophet, and people are looking for you that are here, and refer to you as great prophet.
Well, it's about fucking time. Am I, like, at least feeling just weak? Or am I still ill?
You are still a little bit ill. You're a -2, basically. It's kind of like a bad hangover at this point.
No, okay.
That's just persisting.
I will come sauntering down the stairs.
When they see you, they both bow their heads down for a good moment or two before they raise their head when you get down there. And Gruck, you can continue to ask him questions now in that time while Will was getting them.
No, I'm observing now.
Okay. By the
Offer
way,
them a
she
seat.
has 2 items on her. 3, technically. 3 things on her. She has a small dagger on her side, because god damn it, I get the dagger in this game. Fuck you, pig. She has a small dagger on her side, and a bright, like, hunter orange bag of holding on her other hip.
Cast detect magic on the dagger.
And she also has a small wooden box that she is holding in her hand. It's about that long. About in the same dimension as the cube-wise. Elaborately designed on the top. So you get down there, Saxon.
Offer them a seat.
They will sit down. They stand until you tell them that, though.
Is there a servant?
Yes. Yes, Adel is bringing them food right now. They don't have anything actively prepared, so he's bringing, like, cheese and crackers at the moment.
Okay. Al?
Adel. ADAL.
Okay, Adel. Can Adel get you guys something to drink?
Yeah, they will each order something. She orders a small glass of wine. Hagen orders... What would Hagen order? I don't recall. Coffee?
Water.
Water?
Water, coffee, something along the... He didn't drink alcohol.
I don't remember him drinking alcohol. I remember him smoking like a chimney, though.
He smoked like a chimney. He didn't drink alcohol. It wasn't part of the order. Basically, smoking was the only vice he was allowed to have, so he just abused the shit out of it.
Yeah, that's why in the picture even he's smoking. Yeah. So they will wait for you to get comfortable yourself when you're sitting. And
What
she
can I-
will. There is 2 gifts that we bear from the council of the old gods, and when she says that, she kind of glances over at Gruck for a moment. She reaches into her bag and pulls out an envelope and hands it to you.
I'll take it. Open it, I guess.
It
I know.
should-
Look at. I know. Just put yourselves at ease, folks. You can trust him.
They'll nod. You should have just had a handout pop up in your thing. If not, it should be under your folder called Note from the Council of the Old Gods.
Saxon or
There
Yeah.
it is.
Forgive the typos and bad English. You know me.
I wanted to be specific.
Do we have an ashtray type thing on the table?
If not, Adel would have brought you one.
Okay, very much.
Hooray!
So you finish reading that, and you're like, and she will hold out the wooden box, kind of bow her head a little bit towards you.
I will take it.
You take it, you open it up, and it has 11 of those earrings, like Gruck has. It has a spot for a 12th, but it has the 11 in there. That is the maximum number anyone can handle. A prophet should have full access to anyone he wishes. Do note, though, if you use more than one, the range is limited. Not hardcore limited. It's still a 50-mile radius, but you won't be able to contact anyone anywhere with it. But the good thing is, actually, the good thing about these, if you have multiple, is anyone that is wearing the earring can contact anyone else that is wearing one without all knowing. The only one that knows all the conversation is you, my lord.
Hang on. I'm just as Saxon. Very good.
Okay, give me a deception check right now.
It's not
Saxon.
very good, it's very bad.
This is more for the party's sake on this one. I would say almost at disadvantage at this point, but that's still okay. Saxon is doing a very good job at keeping his composure.
I just took like 9 steps forward.
So, I figured.
How many days has it been?
You're on day 2.
Okay. Well. I'll look at the two of them. How aware are the two of you of recent events?
As in your assassination attempt?
Exactly.
That is why we are
forgive
here.
me. Forgive me if I am not entirely myself. It was a very potent poison.
And recovery from coming back from the dead is also taking
Indeed.
taking its toll.
How dare they speak as if you can't handle it?
Oh, I'm handling it. It's just, hard.
They should be smited.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
No,
Do it.
not gonna happen.
Do it. By the way, is the guy still screaming in the basement?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Continually, he hasn't stopped.
He stopped for about an hour at 2 different points, and you guys like, oh, thank God. Get some sleep. An hour later, he started back up again. And Zach, I did read your stuff, just so you know.
Okay.
We should find them rooms. I just see Seaport, not the house. So
I'm switching you guys over.
okay. Do they require separate rooms?
No. They're used to traveling together.
Okay.
So,
Let's see here. Does anybody have a good place to put them? They're going to be staying with us for hopefully ever.
This room here, just so you know, is tenders. Bartenders. Then, the females are staying in this one. The males are staying in this one. Those are like the servant quarters, so. That is just a large bunk room. That he has made that in expectation of the Brotherhood taking off and people coming in on a regular basis. That's for anybody that is part of the God's hand to sleep in.
Technically, they are not. Are they as capable as they look?
Early years capable.
Okay, just to double check it.
They're not high level people or anything like that, but that was bad. I mean, it's still a 9. Natural ones aren't, an automatic fail in skill checks anymore. Neither are
Right.
natural 20s. But, what are you trying to insight?
Yeah.
Basically just, I'm trying to get a read on them in particular.
Hey guys, I'll be
So-
right back.
The things you were telling me, I was looking to see if I could get more information.
They are definitely loyal to you. What other things are you looking for? Specifics.
Skill wise. Like, are they going to be good in combat, or is this going to be use them as a servant sort of a situation?
Well, if you actually ask them their skills, they are combat capable. OOC, they're basically 3rd level characters.
Okay.
They are combat capable, but it's if you want to risk it or not. Hagen is definitely all about combat. He is brutish and does not think things through as well. And you can't even say that Hagen was a deep character. His thing
He was not.
punch it in the face.
He was not a deep character.
No, he was not. What's your solution? Punch it in the face. Whereas Ailish definitely seems to be more wise and cunning. She is a 3rd level warlock of the old gods. So she actually has similar abilities to what you do, actually. She has the at-will shapeshift. So she'd be much better for integrating into someplace if you need her to do that. She still has a little bit of her teleportation abilities, but she's mostly almost like a spy.
What is this room being used for? Anything?
1 second. Oh, and Hagen has, because of the way, 5th edition, or 3.5 to 5th edition wasn't a very good translation for the monk. I gave him, for his feat, the warlock thing. I didn't remember what it was called. Magic Initiate for warlock. So he has Hex once a day he can cast, Eldritch Blast, and Mage Hand. So we can
Okay.
almost force grab things back to him. Which room?
This one.
That's like a walkthrough room. It's not really being used for anything at the moment. But honestly, that whole south area of it, that is the portal room. That's the room that's going to be for all the doors.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah.
Because my other option was to put them here.
Where? That could be an option.
Keep them close.
That could definitely be an option. I mean, you guys have
Because I
1, 2...
absolutely believe that they would be loyal based off of the letter.
Yeah. You have five rooms in addition to that one that are not being used on the top layer. So it just depends on if you guys want... Like, technically, Boris and Peggy have not gotten rooms yet. They would each like a room up there, if possible, since they are on... since they're basically running the God's Hand for you guys. I basically
Give them the
figured
middle
leadership roles will be up there.
Give them the middle ones. Give them Porus and Peggy here.
If Boris was able to pick, he would want this one here to keep an eye on the dock.
Okay, that's fine.
And
I don't have a problem
Peggy
with
would
that.
probably be next to him. And that is if Peggy doesn't stay with the troop. Most of the time, he might actually be down with the trainees.
Because my other thought process is, specifically right now, while we're home, use Hagen and Ailish to train other people.
Yeah. And that'd be fine. Hagen would love that. Hey, go beat these people
Yes.
up and have fun with it.
I'm aware because of what he did ultimately.
So, yes, what's up?
Oh no, I was volunteering.
Oh, okay.
We were talking about people training in the basement.
Hagen ran a monastery, but keeping them up there gives them a position of honor because I think they deserve it. Because they're my servants.
Should we vote on that though?
I would bring it up to everybody. We need to find them a room. I would like them to have a room upstairs. Their loyalty is 100% guaranteeable.
To who?
Me specifically. But if I give them oversight of the God's Hand, they will be loyal to the God's Hand.
Okay.
That's something you can talk with Vol about it too. Just get his approval on it. It's the three of you that have to make the decision on who gets rooms upstairs. It's your guys' estate.
Also, they're sworn to protect me, so keeping them close is, a benefit.
Later that day, by the way, as well, and I'll come back to you in case you have other things, Saxon. Gruck, you will get a letter from Jason requesting you to see him at the temple the next day if you have a chance.
Actually, Matt, I'm going to use the restroom right
Okay.
quick, so feel free to
That
do
works.
stuff.
That the church has finally recognized you as a proper general of the church, and you need to make the next steps in order to secure your position. And to go to there to talk to him about that.
Very well.
And it's basically any time you want. It's like that comes around supper. If you wanted to go that day, you could. You can go the next day as well.
I would probably wait till morning.
Okay. So that's about all that happens that day.
How fast can I get the letter on the other side?
If you send it, it depends on how much you're willing to pay.
How much?
If you want to get it there
is the
that
fast-
day, you can. It
Okay.
costs 10 gold to get it there that day, but a courier can take it through the portals.
Can I take 50 gold from the stash room?
She can annotate that you are borrowing 50 gold from there.
Okay. I'll do that and I'll pay back after the heist. So I'll do that.
Okay. And don't forget, you have to get the extract in the morning.
Yeah. And I need to go today to see the guys, right?
Yes.
Today they finish. Amberia finishes the alchemy lab.
Yes, and she will start doing what she can for the mutagen right away. Although the last portion of it, the wolfsbane extract, is coming in the next day. So it's going to be about 48 hours till you're cured, which is giving you like a 3-day window. But
can I improve the the concussion bombs if I have the lab now?
You could, with your experiments, you're pretty sure you can make the next ones better. However, like AKA, it'll cost less, but the process is pretty much as good as you can possibly get it. Let's take a quick 2-minute break. I gotta use the restroom. I've been drinking too much coffee,
Yep.
and
back.
that'll give a chance for other people to get back too. So be right back.
Quick question before you get into stuff. When would be a good time for me to speak with Tupac? It may or may not be a bit lengthy.
Whenever.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just mostly hanging out with Seer, petting the rust monsters.
Oh, and I will give Hagen and Ailish the grand tour so that they're aware of everything.
Very well. Yeah, when you're like, send them away, I'm like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
That was more of a joke just because I know what the two of them can be like when they get together.
Yeah. Yeah. They're definitely going to be interesting having them there for that, though. Yeah, you could talk to Tupac that day, though. What would you want to talk to him about?
Basically, I would like to learn more about this gift.
What do you want to know?
Well, would it... I'm assuming it would, hypothetically speaking, I'm assuming it would change me. How exactly would it do that? Would it interfere with who I am and what I've become so far in my life and what I intend to become later? As far as my own natural development, would it overwrite that? Or would it simply add to it?
The answer to both questions is yes. It will overwrite that, but it will improve you. It won't overwrite. You will still be who you are, but better. Although I will admit that some personality things do change a bit. For example, before I was given the gift, I hated milk. Now I can't get enough of it.
Are there specific requirements, things that are absolutely mandatory that you either cannot live without or are simply compelled to do within any amount of time?
Fuck the red dot. No. Yeah, actually, for some reason, it's very hard to control the urge at about 3 in the morning to just run around. I love doing that. I just get bursts of energy in the middle of the night. I tend to sleep more than I used to. But, well, it doesn't seem like there's any requirements or anything I have to. Just impulses are different.
Has it made you any more aggressive towards other people in any way?
Pink.
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no.
Is it something that you've been able to restrain or control to use to your benefit? Or is it something that does dictate your actions?
In form, it dictates actions more. You still have a moderate amount of control, but without being a true born, you don't have full control over that form. You're much more feral.
Well, even in form, would you still maintain a singular purpose?
Typically, but well, have you ever had that impulse, like somebody says something to you and you just want to punch them in their face? You know, it's still you that wants to punch them in their face, but in that form, you wouldn't hesitate. You wouldn't just think about it. You would just do it.
What I miss?
He's talking to Tupac.
Oh, okay.
How well is this something that you've been able to, or how well is this something that you'd be able to hide from others? Like, you've mentioned hunters before, of like hunters of your kind. Like, would you have to essentially make mistakes in order for them to narrow down onto you, or would they simply be able to find you because?
It depends on what gifts they have. For example, one of your guests here, the brutish one, he is a werewolf. I can tell that from his smell. So if they have good senses of smell, it's easy to track them. But if they don't have those, I don't know enough about the world as it is now to answer your question. But I can tell you it is possible to track us fairly easily. He's never transformed here, I can tell you that. But I can smell it on him. That's also why I've been hiding down here a little more. He makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up.
What sort of numbers would you be interested in adding to your, species, so to speak? Numbers that have the gift.
Well, I would like there to be several prides again if we could. But around me specifically, a dozen or so. I mean, it would be very favorable if they're all women.
Giggity.
Now, is it even possible at this point for a natural born of your kind?
No.
Because you are the only. If two people were to acquire the gift and then have offspring, would that offspring then be naturally born?
Why do you think I said all women? But when more than one gather, it tends to be a pack that gets hunted.
See, I hear something like that, and it piques my interest due to the fact that I find that idea to be rather exhilarating.
Oh, and did you know that you guys actually have a were-rat problem in town?
In Seaport or here?
Oh, very much in Seaport. There's a lot of them. Like, the whole port smells of them.
I did not know that.
I just figured hunting them was not the best idea in open daylight. But, does sound like a tasty treat, doesn't it?
I mean, no.
I am a big fan of dead animal. So, I'm not opposed to it.
He kills a were-rat and leaves it on your front porch. See, I did good.
Scratching behind the ear, I guess. Do you have specific plans for the future?
Repopulate. Honestly, if you guys are as good to me as you have promised, I have no issue staying here. I just need my dagger and some people that are willing to change. And I'm assuming that there's always people that wish power. There probably will be some that come from your thingy hand. From your hand jobs.
From the organization that we are going to create, yes, I would not be surprised if there was. But I believe that I may, in fact, end up being able to find an additional source for you. granted, there are things that have not yet taken place to cause that, but yeah. Should that come to pass, if you are interested, I will certainly be looking to talk to you again.
Yeah. Oh, and congratulations.
On?
Points to one of the rust monsters. Tess is pregnant. Well, is going to be laying eggs soon.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
Thank you for helping, by the way.
Huh. It's been fun learning them. And he's on the other side of the gate right now. Like, you guys are on the area where you're safe to be. They're all sitting there looking at you because you probably have metal on you. Going. So, but they're not bursting through the gate because they're more pacified now.
I suppose it makes it a lot easier when they're getting a regular meal.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, it'll start helping pay for themselves too if you actually sell the babies.
I will take my leave at that time.
All right. Is there anything else anybody else to do on day 2?
Nah.
You there, Greed? Okay, he's not back yet.
I was speaking alone. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
I want to ask something.
Okay, go ahead.
So the lab will be finished today, right?
Yes.
I want to talk a little with Ambrosia, ask her something.
Okay, absolutely. You can talk to her while she's still finishing setting it up.
Can you make fog bombs? You know, like smoke, but with fog instead.
With a little bit of magic tied into it, yes. But a light breeze will blow it away still.
That's fine. How long and how many? Now that you have the lab. With help, I'll help you.
Well, I've never made something like that before, so it'd take a little bit of experimentation, but a day per bomb, probably. Until I perfect the art. It may take a couple days to figure out one, but I do have more pressing things to work on right away. AKA getting you cured.
Yeah, I know, but I just want to know the specific. So. What will the area be? One of those things.
The area effect?
Yeah.
Maybe 30 feet? I don't know. I haven't made one, like I said. I will have to experiment.
Okay. Thank you for your time. And I'll go to meet the guy that I'm waiting.
Okay, and she will finish what she was working on. Alright, so when you meet with the guy, you'll find them playing at a different table this time, but they're still playing cards.
You guys really like playing cards, don't you?
Easy way to talk. Found out some information. It's been delayed a little bit. There was a little storm. It's not going to arrive now for 3 days now. They had to go around the storm.
Inside check.
Go ahead and roll it.
20.
He seems to be telling you the truth.
Okay.
The ship's called the Vel. And, the captain's pretty well known. They chose this guy very, very specifically. He's known for not taking any crap, so there's no way we're gonna get it off that. He was a pirate hunter for many years.
Is his name Nordhoff, by any chance?
Is what?
Nordhoff.
No.
Is his name Nordhoff by any chance?
No, not Nordhoff.
That would have been amusing.
They'll be transitioning it over to a security force here, from the noble's home country, from Awen, and they will be transporting it to her. They are they're going to be the weakest link in the chain. They're going to be where we're going to want to hit. They have a carriage with a driver and a guard, and they're going to have 4 guards around it, as well as 1 inside.
So that's 6 people total?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I could be the 1 inside.
You should be one of the guys outside.
Outside? You
just
think
smoke
so?
the guy.
I could also be the
Inside.
driver.
Yeah, the driver.
I think I'll do
Inside
that.
we can just smoke him out. It will be easy.
All right, I could do the driver. That way I can take control of it and take it where we need to go. The problem is those 4 guards on the outside. We weren't anticipating having to do any type of combats with this. So what we're thinking right now is getting off the beaten path. She does live up on the hill, so we got to go up them winding roads to get up there. She lives kind of close to the high tide, a little down the road from that.
Or riding.
Most likely riding, since they're trying to impress, But we're thinking that maybe the windy road is probably going to be one of the better places to do this at.
Can you help me get inside? Be the guard that stays inside.
Can you look like him?
Yeah.
If you could look like him, we can get that done easy.
And I need the other guy to just make a distraction, so I can run away.
What kind of distraction you need? Like how big a distraction?
Fairly big, and I show him. But I have a solution for that. Just throw some smoke bombs at them, and it should be done.
That could work. If we cut just a little bit into our profits, I'm talking like 2 gold each, we can always hire a fall guy. I'll look like somebody else, hire somebody to go jump them thugs.
What?
So you can hire a fall guy?
Well,
Fine.
they won't know they are.
The door's not shut.
Hire a
If you
couple
do a
thugs to
good
jump
job,
the
yeah.
guards. Yeah,
Yeah, that should be a good idea.
And like I said, it may cost 6 gold, maybe a little more. We'll see how I can work it out, but...
Do you have anyone in mind, particularly?
Loudmouth idiot over there. Motions to the guy you were talking to yesterday.
Who did I talk to yesterday?
The one that wanted to punch the guys and smash and grab.
Right. That's perfect.
I think he has a couple buddies. I can talk to him in a different form, see if, try to mastermind it all around. So.
Okay, but keep in mind that he's not really a smart individual, so...
That's why.
But people might not believe it. Because he's not a tactical guy.
No, he's not.
What we're doing here is tactical.
Well, yeah, but he won't know it. I'm gonna tell him this is the place he needs to ambush at. I found the perfect spot. Tell him to grab his boys and wait there to ambush him.
Yeah. And I just run away. Yeah.
May not even have to. We may be able to just get the cart away and you can run away at a different point. We'll see how it works.
Yeah, that should be pretty easy. Is it during the night or the day?
It's gonna be coming in late, so it'll be at night, thankfully. It's a huge advantage for us.
Yeah.
So 3 days from now in the morning, come back over here, and we'll start working through getting everything set up. I'll make sure to get this all preloaded here. Get them working for us without knowing it.
Very well.
Yeah, anything you want to do for distractions, that'd be good to have. I'm just looking forward to a payday. It's been a bit since I've done a job. So, well, not a job like this in a while, at least. Nothing more than petty thefts recently.
Yeah. Just make sure the guy is there.
I will. Just remember to keep your head down after this, remember. It's when you try to do them too quickly back to back, that's when you start to get caught. That's why it's been a while.
Yeah, I know.
Alright. I figured you'd know, old timer, but I wanted to make sure that it was said, because I don't want it coming back to us.
Understandable. You just watch your back and everything, and try to do a good job on the framing.
He nods. Alright, well, you get to your work, I'll get to mine.
Yeah. See ya.
He nods. So yeah, unless there's anything else anybody wants to do on day 2, it'll go on to the next day.
I'll make 2 more. 1 smoke, 1 concussion.
Okay.
So I'll have 3 smokes and 3 concussions.
Alright, that works.
By the way, concussions and flashbangs are different.
Yeah. Yeah, concussions are the sound, flashbangs are a bright light.
Yeah.
Alright, so the next morning, it'll be very early, like pre-breakfast, that you guys will see the Gladius Mortium leaving. It will be, Boris will inform you at breakfast that, later today I would like to talk to everyone if we can. I have found potential, people for our, organization. But I wanted to discuss them with you first. I may be able to go recruit one group, and I send you all to look for the other. We'll see. But when you are all free.
Okay.
Also, I believe my cousin is coming back with some early students, ones that are not trained but ready to learn. I believe that. Gruck, you said you had something you wish to do to initiate or test.
Shit, now I gotta remember.
You had said that you wanted
while
to
he's
fist fight them all.
thinking, I want to speak to Ambrosia this morning after the other people leave.
Okay.
I wonder if she would do me the favor of personally overseeing a rather meticulous search of any of the rooms they might have frequented whilst they were here.
Magic sweeps?
Magic sweeps, that sort of thing, just to make sure they stayed and left and didn't leave anything behind that we wouldn't want.
Quick question, if I may, OOC,
Mm-hmm.
on that note. How subtle are you being in asking that? Is that like at the table? in front
No,
of
like I
people?
went to go find Ambrosia.
Okay, damn.
Gruck's like, man, everybody taking away my fun.
Well, it's just after that short talk with Tupac, then if I was aware of that task, then the obvious choice would be to send him with her in order to track the scent of the one member. But I am unaware of said conversation.
This is true. Alright, so Zach does leave early in the morning to retrieve the extract, because that is extremely important to you. I'm assuming you don't blow that one off.
No.
You'll return with it very quickly, and she will start working on it. She says it'll take 2 days from here, because it has to be a very slow bubble. But she will be working on it as often as she can, having to spare a little bit of time while it is simmering to do a search of the house a few times.
And like as meticulous and specific as is humanly possible. Take what time she needs. She can delegate certain tasks, but I'm asking her to oversee it because I know that she has a lot of experience with magic.
She does, and she'll probably just basically do them like have some. Do you give her permission to instruct Ailish and Hagen for these things?
You know, yeah, and I'll tell Ailish and Hagen to assist her, please.
Okay. She will ask them to actually go do a manual sweep of all the rooms of the house that are not actually one of your rooms, basically every single room, looking for any bugs type thing. You know, I don't know what the old term would be for that. And then she will do a magic walkthrough with detect magic, later on, just to do a final sweep, basically.
Okay.
That way they're doing the grunt work, and she can just do a quick run through and still focus on trying to cure Zach. So yeah.
Did they find anything?
It'll take most of the day for them to get through it. You have a very large estate.
Okay.
So the day starts to go fairly uneventfully. Zyra will come slightly before lunch. He tends to arrive right about a mealtime, as is usual for nobles. So he will be there for your guys' mid-meal of the day.
Okay. Specifically, then, I'm going to make sure that the rooms that Zyra will be in are the first to be cleared, and let me know when they're cleared.
Okay. If that's what, basically they will take care of the main floor first, and they'll have most of the main floor done before noon.
Okay.
So
That's what I want to know. What I'm
can have,
trying
like,
to
the
make
common
sure
room.
is they don't have like is there a dragon in the house bug or anything else specifically, but I don't want to out Zyra.
Yeah, no, there's nothing of that nature here that you're finding. And she does not find anything with her magical sweep either. But if you want to make sure everything is as secretive as you can, go down to your guys' meeting room. That is the most secret place you have as of right now.
Okay, that's where I want to go then.
Okay. You can meet in there. There's no actual tables or anything in there. You can set up a brief table and have it's Adelaide working this morning. She can bring down stuff for you for the mid-meal.
Okay.
For the two of you, it's you're literally sitting on like boxes and a crude table in between you two. Does anybody else want to be there for that talk? As the guy is still screaming in the background.
With who?
Zyret.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there.
I think in my case it might depend on timing because I was basically planning on heading to Seaport in the morning to go to Temple.
Okay, you might not be back right away in time then.
Right.
So let me do Grux first, and then I will come back to you guys.
Okay. Be
On
aware,
this-
I have 20 minutes.
Let's take care of you first, and then I'll go to Gruk.
Okay. Well, the first thing I want to do is make sure he's filled in on all of the relevant information thus far,
All right.
including the fact that they might now believe that I am no longer a dragon.
That is troubling, but good at the same time. At least they won't be pursuing you, and they have no reason to suspect it would be me.
Of course not, but I, have to make sure you're appraised of the various situation. The second thing I have to ask is, given the nature of how the assassination went down, and since your name was used, I have to ask, did you know anything about it?
Not until it was mentioned to me by Vol a couple days ago. I actually was unaware that my name was used at all. But our friendship is known, so
I'm aware, I wasn't
I'm-
accusing, but I
I'm assuming
have
that's-
to cover the bases.
yeah. Are you kidding? You think I would send a child?
No. Again, I should be very clear, like, there is absolutely no accusation in my tone.
Yeah, no.
It's
And-
like routine question. I know it can be taken offensively. I don't mean it to be. I
Yeah.
have to ask.
Yeah. If I am sending for you, you will have a magical means of it, or myself to find you. Or a very well-paid messenger. It's not going to be a child. I have standards.
I was curious. The major reason why I also, asked you to come down is I'm certain that the interrogation of the background noise will be successful.
Sounds
But
like
I
it's
know-
already being successful.
He's being prepped.
Hmm.
I know that information is a commodity, and I'm wondering if you'd be able to keep your ear to the ground.
Regarding?
They tried once, undoubtedly they're going to try again, and I'm not sure their motives of yet. But if it has anything to do with your ancestry, I'm trying specifically to be vague when referring to him as a dragon, so that just in case,
Yeah.
it's going to be really hard for people to put two and two together.
Yeah.
Just in case your ancestry has anything to do with it, we can have an early warning system. I'm going to attempt to put something in place as well.
I will be honest, I have been keeping an ear out, as you call it, or ear to the ground, since this has happened, trying to find out anything I can about the assailants. I do still consider you all friends, and I knew you would be good for anything if I did come up with information, so, as of that, it is going around. I've been able to confirm things that you guys have already known. That's pretty much all I've been able to do at this point. That Ari's hand was involved. That is clear. Who hired them, I cannot tell. It was done out of country, I can tell you that. It wasn't here on the God's Isle. But that doesn't mean it didn't originate here. It could have been from anywhere. But the actual contract was signed in Pangaea. That I know. Who would want you dead from there? Give me a stealth. Not advantage, just stealth.
Me?
No. And it could be whispered to me, whoever I'm talking to.
Okay.
So what's the 28 insight for, Saxon?
To answer that question, who in Pangaea could want me dead? Who's the most likely culprit?
You haven't done much in Pangaea. You've only been to Pangaea one time, right? And it was to meet Zyrat's mother.
It's the best that I could think of at the moment.
Zyrat's mother, you've fulfilled every part of the bargain for them. You don't.
Far.
Yeah, so you don't know of anything that would cause that.
That may be a loose end.
Could be a loose end somewhere else, but you can't.
It could be that the contract was signed in Pangaea, but they went to Pangaea to sign the contract because they knew it'd be harder to trace.
That is.
But my big thing is, of the multitude of people that could potentially want me dead, I was trying to remember if any of them were from Pangaea.
Well, on that type of check, there are a lot of people here in town that are from Pangaea. You're not aware of specifics. Perhaps the other female that got away, other than Violet, she may have been from there. She kind of had that skin complexion. It could be any number of the guards that you've stolen glory from, which wasn't really your fault, but you know, on that type of check, you're thinking of everything. There's a few merchants that may have issues with the fact that you were elevated to a nobility, where you know they have not been, and they have.
Yeah, but
worked harder.
attacking me specifically doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense.
I'm just 28. Your mind's going wild on all the different possibilities.
Yeah.
Can I mention Can I mention about that one guard? The guard that showed up on the scene that was unhappy. Pretty much that we were taking him and.
Did you tell him about that one?
Well, I was gonna tell him now. Because it's brought up.
Oh yeah, and you were in there with Sarah. Yeah, so you could bring that up.
The first guards that showed up were from Privia, and the main guy in charge of them didn't look too happy, or he looked not as concerned as the rest of them.
Perhaps you did something to anger, what was her name? Well, going on a real far branch, it could be, a member of the council, or, what is it, Adrena, the female high elf that was on, that you guys voted against to get Galvin in. Adrena was from there.
Those people.
Good lord.
Swayed quite a few votes on that one too.
And the note, the list continues to go on. Like it's too substantial of a list to really narrow down.
But no, mostly my concern when it comes to Zyred at the moment is the fact that given that I died, it's well within the realm of possibility that they're going to reach the conclusion, even though there's still way too many questions for the conclusion to be certain, that I am not in fact a dragon.
Yeah.
And if that has anything to do with the assassination attempt at all, he needs to be aware of it.
On your insight, you're 99.99% sure it has nothing to do with him. But, it's still good to inform him either way.
Like, it's our job to keep him safe. I do not want to involve his mother as much as humanly possible.
Yeah, you really don't want to involve her. She is, yeah.
At least not yet.
Time and place.
Yeah. And I want to make sure that he's aware that his safety and the safety of his kind is a primary concern for me, and so I'm covering every base here.
That makes sense. Is there anything else you wanted to talk to him about?
There was. I cannot remember it at the moment.
Okay, well, if you remember, text me.
Okay.
We only have like 9 minutes till you have to go, so let me just cover the other things that include you. So Peggy does come back with four people. They are younger for the most part. They look like they are ready to get out and adventure, excited for the world, stuff like that. Excited to learn.
Bless their heart.
Oh, bless their hearts for sure. It's 4 characters. A young male dwarf. If you want me to give you names, they will introduce the names. If you can care less about names, that's fine.
At the moment, I could care less.
Does anybody care?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
But I will.
There is a young male dwarf, a half-orc female barbaric-looking character, a sea elf, a male sea elf, and a female Shatter Kai. Shatter Kai, basically think emo elf. They're an elf that lived in the Shadow Realm, so they're very pale, dark hair, very dark makeup on. They really are like emo elves, goth elves. So
yeah, but emo elves should be the Underdark ones.
Yeah, these are actually worse. They're loyal to the Raven Queen. They actually grew up in the realm of shadow, so they're even worse in the Underdark. Oh, I don't have it there. Hold on. Did you guys ever? Let's see if I can. I need to buy the book just so I can show you guys pictures. Let's see.
Question: are any of these for the ones that I need to look out for?
They do not seem like they are. None of them look like they're from Zahur. Let's see. It's not as many good pictures as there are. And on D&D Beyond, they had a really good one, but I don't know if I can link that picture to you guys unless you've signed up already. I linked something for you guys before. Did you guys ever sign up for that?
Oh, no, I forgot all about it.
No.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, because there was a very good picture of the Shatterkai. But it's not coming up now. Let's see. Seeing if I can find it in another place. They're well known for using spike chains, though. So. Yeah, I'm not finding the picture I'm thinking of. That was a really good one of them. But either way, so yeah, those are the 4 people he brings in, and he says he will start training them. If you guys wanted to do a test, that's by all means, you know, your choice. Otherwise, he's just gonna go start beating the crap out of them and teaching them, seeing, you know, breaking them, basically putting them through boot camp.
Can I
remember how Hagen used to train people?
No, actually, I don't.
He would kill them over and over and over and bring them back, kill them, bring them back, kill them, bring them back, kill them, bring them back.
It's really expensive.
Right, but he did that he was also fucking loaded. He would do that specifically to remove the fear of death.
Yeah, Garlock did that too in Thorburn. So, yeah, so basically, yeah, he's going to start training them unless you guys had anything to do with them beforehand. Got to start building up your ranks somewhere.
Yeah, I'm in.
Boris will take you guys to the side. I'm going to avoid accent just so I can get through this quickly. But he will tell you about 2 groups. He has been spending time in divination, trying to find people that are already established adventurers to get to bolster the ranks so we can start getting our name out there with quests and whatnot. And he's found 2 different groups that seem like they are still new enough to the adventuring scene, but seem to have potential to look into. One of them, the group, they refer to themselves as Mage Knights. They're from Zaglon, highly trained, mostly from noble houses, but they are academically trained casters, except for one member who is a monk. They seem to be a very good potential. The thing that's interesting is the leader of that group is from a tribe to the northern area of Zaglon, who is... Their tribe is known for having the best horsemen and archers worldwide. They're very mercenary-like, very barbaric. Like, they will skin their opponents alive. Known for drinking the blood of their horses to sustain themselves from on long hikes. And not known for having magic in their ranks. He's the first in generations to have magic. And he's the leader of this little group.
They sound delightful.
Yeah. Basically, think Mongols. He's from a Mongol-type society. So that's one group. And he says he will gladly look into them. He heard one of you all say that you were thinking about going to Awen? Because the other group he was thinking about is actually in Awen at the moment.
At some point, but I don't know for sure when exactly because things are kind of getting settled here as of late.
Well, if it's at all possible, he would love for you to go see if you can find them. They have the cheesiest name, but it makes sense. They refer to themselves as the Dream Team, and that's because the person that brought them together had a prophetic dream about the group, and then she sought out everybody in the group and brought the team together. So they refer to themselves as the Dream Team. A very unique group of individuals. They seem to be... The reason I would like you all... the reason you all would be better to go talk to these ones is they are more along your lines in thought process. How do I put? Rough around edges.
Nuh-uh.
Not the great prophet, Saxon.
You're not gonna let that one go, are you?
Nope.
Good.
I don't really give a shit.
So yeah, if you have a chance to go get to go talk to them, he would like that. That's pretty much all the stuff that involves Saxon,
Okay.
and it's about time to go. So
Yeah.
Bye, Pink.
See you guys.
have a good one.
Bye bye.
I got like 15 more minutes at most before I have to start getting ready too. So, Gruck, you go to the temple.
I actually was curious about something too, but we can add it in later if you want. I was thinking about asking Tupac if he wanted to join me and see more of Seaport, or at least spend more time there.
He'd be happy to do that.
Okay. Then he would be, free to tag along. I would let him know that I'm, going to be going somewhere talking to somebody, and if he wanted to, wait outside or, a different room or something at the time, then that's fine. But
Wait outside like a dog.
You go wait outside.
it's nothing personal. I would prefer a little privacy with the person that I'm going to speak with.
Yeah, no, he has no problem with that. Probably wait down near the docks more so, sniffing around a bit. So, yeah. So you can find Jason very easily. He is a very easy person to find
I was,
by his own design.
I was beckoned.
Yes, you are. Congratulations on being fully recognized by the church as an official general. Now you only have to build up your army, so that's good. How much do you know? I know you are very new to this faith, which is still very surprising that you were able to become a general so fast. First one, by the way, this quickly. Having Ares himself recommend you is very compelling.
Whoa, what?
Ares?
You're not there. He
Yeah,
went
but
alone.
out of character still.
So, yes, traditions are very important in the Peruvian nation, as they are elsewhere, but more so here than anywhere else.
But we know why Saxon died.
Gruck in the back of his mind just sees this.
Yeah, basically.
That's a hell of a leap, but okay.
The traditions for the town of Ares, otherwise known as... shit, which one was it? Hold on. I gotta look and see. Megiddo East. Although we affectionately refer to it as Ares Town. It is the place where the largest group of followers for Ares actually lives. It In fact, every person that lives there worships Ares and trains. Every
You
citizen.
broke up for...
Oh, every person that lives in Megiddo East trains, and every single one worships Ares. We all that come from there are trained in combat from a very early age, and are quite proficient. Anybody that is a citizen is a member of the militia there, and makes up the largest standing army in the world. Well, private army. Part of the tradition, though, there is when somebody is born with a divine touch, they are dedicated to the god right away. And when they become of age, they are gifted, for lack of better terms, to one of the generals to train them. To either take the place of, or to protect the bloodline of the general. AKA either your heir or the protector of your bloodline, whichever one you see fit. And since you are now a general, you are going to be gifted a squire, as it is, one to train. So, that part is interesting. I'm sure that's kind of a little bit surprising. If you need some time to prepare, that's fine. We can continue to take care of her for a little while longer.
Take care of her?
Yes,
Did you say?
I did.
Huh.
But if you are prepared, she can go with you at any time you wish. She's quite the little fireball. She has a spirit glowing quite bright in her.
I suppose, did I lose you?
No, I'm still hearing you. Just your
Oh.
video cut out.
Oh, yeah, that was weird. It just
Disappeared off my, my taskbar there for a second. I thought it shut down. No, I suppose that would probably be as good a time as any, I suppose. Might just have to pick something else up on the way back home. Or fashion yeah, I mean, there's beds. Just might not be the right size.
You're like, I'll just take a bed from another place. It'll be fine.
I'm not trying to be crude, but any squire that I have is not going to be all that familiar with a lot of comfort.
We don't expect it. Remember, she has been training since she could walk to fight. In fact, in order to actually reach the point where you were allowed to be apprenticed or squired, however you want to phrase it, to a general or high-ranking official, you actually have to pass a test. And she's actually the youngest to pass in the last 50 years. For females. I passed a year before she would have. I'm the youngest ever.
Congratulations.
She was only 11 when she passed the test.
Impressive.
And it is a very severe test. We take you to the top of the highest peak in Pangaea, which is always covered in snow, with nothing but a stick, a stone that is somewhat sharpened, and basic clothing, not even full clothing.
Nice.
Only about 1 in 3 actually return.
I'm
Mo-
honored.
Most do not attempt this trial till they are at least 15. She felt she was ready, and she did, and she proved herself very well.
I am honored to have a successor of her. Damn it! What's the word? Shit, my vocabulary is terrible. I am honored to have somebody who has succeeded in this challenge as my squire.
She will prove well, but she is, like I said, not used to comforts because of that. She's used to a hard life and training hard. It's the way it should be.
As it will continue.
He will introduce you to her. Like I said, she's about 11 years old. She's quite young. She is dressed in a very traditional Peruvian fashion. She has like a toga on. She does have a short sword, which is quite large compared to her on her side, and a appropriately sized round shield on her back, strapped to her back. And she has very, very pale skin that almost seems to glow. Her hair is just about as blonde as it comes, and she has no pupils for eyes. Her eyes are just completely white. You would guess just looking at her that she is an ASMR. So, that is her name, Zerke. So,
I will greet Zerka. I'm Gruck. Go wait over there.
she'll nod and she'll go over there and wait.
That was deep.
I'm Gruck.
Profound.
Go wait over there.
Absolutely profound.
If I may, Jason, I have a question that I would like to ask, being I have this opportunity. I have recently come into contact with a member of an organization known as the Hand of Ares. They were hired for a particular task, and if I may be so bold as to inquire, do you know anything about it, and or could I get some information regarding this hire?
I heard about the hire after the after you all stopped it. Actually, there has been a cleric here that is currently being punished, and will, just to be honest, keelhauled on the way back to Previa, for knowing of this plot and not informing me. I do not know much about it, but Ares' hand is pretty much all but Ares' hand. It's a title alone at this point, though they do come from our city. They're like the tumor of Ares, is what I would call them.
Like a fanatical outlier?
Very much so. But they are secret enough that they have integrated themselves in other areas under other generals that we don't even know who they are. I can tell you, though, the person that founded it is no longer alive. He actually succumbed to an assassination himself. I'd assume that the one that assassinated him is the newest leader, but he was drow.
Is anything known of their tactics in recruiting?
Very little. I will see what information I can get you, but they're an extremely secretive group. Like, this is like Illuminati type secretive.
Yeah.
Open but not
Their
open.
existence is already more than they probably would have liked.
But you know, the Illuminati still has like their symbol on the dollar bill. People know of them, but nobody knows of them. You know, it's the same thing with Ares' hand.
I have another question regarding. Well, actually, it's a couple of different things. Because, as you said, I am new to the faith of Ares. I intend at some point fairly soon, depending on whether or not my plan changes, to invoke the name of Ares. That I don't see that as being anything that's going to be an issue, but asking somebody who is more widely versed in the faith could maybe tell me more.
Are you wishing to invoke it before like a duel? Charging into combat? Those are both very apt and admirable things to invoke his name for. Arm wrestling, another good one. Right
in a
before you
sense-
stab somebody in the back without them aware, I would not.
No, it's actually more. It would actually almost be more of a sense of kind of speaking for him, almost. In that sense, invoking his name.
You are a general. As long as you stay true to his tenets, he will have no issue.
Yeah, okay.
Remember strength. That's about it. Remember strength. The Ares way.
We punch things. We don't talk to them. We go through.
The only other thing that I'm curious on at this particular moment is whether or not Ares is known to have any aversion to somebody with a particular gift, like the person that accompanied me into town today. Does he have any aversions to that sort of thing?
I don't know what gift you're talking about.
It is a version of lycanthropy. Is that something that Ares frowns upon?
Not really. I don't believe he has an issue with it. There are followers that have the affliction. But there are other deities that do have issue with it. And actively hunt. Ares is all about whatever gives you the most strength. If your sword is sharper than your opponent's, you're going to be victorious. And if the affliction gives you greater strength, then your sword is sharper.
Well, to be specific, I have not yet decided whether or not I am going to choose to undertake said affliction, but I'm considering, certain people that will be around me.
All right. They will. He will give us some thought. I will get back to you on that at a later point.
Fair enough. It will be some time before I would even be in position to do anything with it.
Yeah, you gotta get the dagger back first, anyway.
Or one of the time. I mean, that's like that would just be like a small point.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that I can do for you, or that you need of me?
No, I just wanted to make sure you had your new trainee squire there. She will be the first of your soldiers. And as long as you don't abuse her, she'll most likely be the most loyal. Your right hand. OOC, right now, she is 0 level. You get to choose how she, what she goes and builds up as. So, you could train her in any way you want. You can even hire somebody else to do some of the training and teach her in a different form than you know. Between you and Vol, which I'm sure Vol would have no issue training, could train anything cleric, paladin, or fighter. You can also train somebody in wizardry if you want, since you were formerly a wizard.
Right.
Up to a certain point, then Ambrosia would have to take over. So.
Or maybe a rogue.
Or a rogue.
Nobody likes rogues.
Or a bard if you want to ask Saxon for help. Or a warlock.
True. But he only can do like 3 levels or something.
The only thing she is not is a sorcerer, and that's because I believe sorcerers are born, not created.
That's a fair point.
So.
Well, then I will turn around and head for the door and be like, "Follow me, child."
She will. She doesn't seem to say much as of yet.
I mean, not terribly surprised by it. And then I will probably just find Tupac and prepare to head back.
All right. Yeah, you guys will be able to head back without an issue. Hold on 1 second. So yeah, there is yours. Vol, I didn't get to finish the last bit of it, which is the next day your guy is going to come in. I can roleplay through that starting next week if you'd like. His name is Haka.
What's his
So,
name?
Haka.
Haka?
Haka.
Yeah.
Like, Haka, Haka.
Haka.
Okay.
I have not finished his character sheet at all, but you can see what he looks like. He is now in your journal.
Okay.
If you click Vol and under Vol's servants, you'll find him.
All right.
So, he actually, in my opinion, I think he looks pretty BA.
Sweet. I can't wait to see it.
Well, you can click it now if you wanted to look.
I don't have my. I had to plug my laptop. It was going to die.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, look at it later. And I will introduce that part later on. Zach, it's gonna still be a bit. You're still new into the game, so you're still building up all your credit and everything.
Yeah, I know.
But
Street
I'm just explaining why you're not getting a follower yet.
I am alone.
Because you are the follower. Whoa. So.
All right.
All right, guys. I will.
By the way,
yeah.
It's been 2 days since I sent the message. Did I get anything in return?
You have not gotten a return message. No.
Okay. And there's the heist that I'll have next time.
Yes, and we will have that heist planned for next time. Your first heist in game.
Yeah.
So.
Alright.
Alright, guys.
See you guys.
It was a good game, and I will talk to y'all later.
Yep.
See
Have a
ya.
good week, guys.
Oh,
Bye.
by the way, Grok.
Yeah.
I found out that the Saxon is not a dragon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was listening in when he was talking.
You beat the dragon's passive perception, dude.
That's how good I was.
So.
So now I have a new lead. There's something wrong with Zara's ancestry. See, I'm getting there slowly.
That's what he knows for sure right now, because they never used
Right.
the word dragon after he was watching.
Yeah,
I
well,
just
that's
know there's
still
something
one-
different about his ancestry.
That's one step closer.
Yep. It'll be
Now,
fun.
next time when I go to the Thieves Guild, I'm going to hire an investigator to go to Provia and search about Zara.
Oh
will
man,
be
that's
interesting.
that's hilarious. We're gonna end up being tasked to like kill the guy,
Yeah, I know.
and then he's going to like he won't probably be able to identify you because you'll most likely be in disguise when you hire him. You've already shown that kind of intelligence, but that's gonna be hilarious.
That's
This will be
perfect.
awesome.
All right,
Or
guys.
he's gonna be captured by his mother. Oh man, that's gonna be awesome.
That would be priceless.
All right, y'all. Talk to you later.
Yep.
See ya.